Hi, it's Hollow Aster, and we're back with another part of Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. I know I'm playing this a lot lately, but it's one of my favorite games of all time, so I'm just having a good time. So in the last part, we fought, it was kind of a quick part, we fought a shadow demon inside of this house. So we're gonna continue on in exploring the northwestern portion of the market square. So, everyone's pretty tough. We've got ability score damage. Fable's got plagues. It's tough out here. I'm gonna use my wand on myself and heal 4 hit points, even though I swear we were at 7 before. And I guess I'll use some more potions. Just get us back up a little bit better. We're gonna get Woljif all the way up because he is one of our hardest hitters. So we're gonna quick save now that we've healed. And then there is a little guy over here that we can adopt. We received an item. Let's see. Type, newest to oldest. We have a pet cat now, which will provide a +2 morale bonus on perception and lore nature checks, which is great. We're gonna put her here.
I always have the upper hand.
We're gonna summon him. There he is. His name's Tiger. There he goes. He's so cute. Anyway, I think, can we unsummon him if we do that? Yeah. So you can unsummon him just by clicking on it. So that's good if we need to do any perception or lore checks. Or back. Nature checks. Anyways, so we're going to keep going this way. And I think we're going to avoid going in there for now. And we're going to come down this slope and find this guy. Count Erenday's servant. Thank the gods, I found someone who isn't fleeing in a panic. Are you crusaders, mercenaries? The comely half-elf is so frightened he can barely get the words out. I am a servant of Count Daeron Kael Nevis Arande. My lord's mansion is under attack by demons. The master himself and all his guests are trapped inside, and the house guards are nowhere to be found. I managed to escape through a servant's passage to look for help. Will you help me? The mansion is only a stone's throw away, on the next street over. He meets your gaze with pleading eyes. Count, sorry, I never remember how to say my husband's last name. Count Erenday. I have seen him a few times before, from afar. He looked highly audacious. I confess that he did capture my attention, but that's neither here nor there. We should help him. The gratitude of a rich and influential man can only benefit us. So he succeeded at a knowledge world check. You have heard about the Arende family before. This wealthy and noble Mendevian dynasty was almost wiped out by demons more than 10 years ago. The last surviving member of the family, a young Count Daeron, has an infamous reputation. He is well known for being a rake and a rogue. So we can say misfortune continues to dog the house of Erende I see. Tell me more about what happened. What will I get if I help this count of yours? Alright, I'll help. What's your master's house? Or I don't have time for this. So Fable in her actual backstory doesn't really have many of her memories because she is originally my Dark Urge character, so we're not going to go for the top one. We are going to say, tell me more about what happened. I'll tell you what I can. I was working from dusk till dawn and back to dusk again, serving guests and the Count's banquet. When the other servants came to relieve me at my post, I went to sleep. Next thing I know, I wake up and there are demons inside the mansion. I couldn't even reach the Count. The monsters had blocked the way. The Count's banquet was still going on. He and his guests were in the great hall, and as far as I could tell, the door to the room was sealed and the demons couldn't get in. I'm begging you, hurry. The mansion's doors are sturdily built, but demons will have to work hard to get past them, so you still have time to rescue the people inside first. So then we'll say, alright, I'll help. So it's not far at all. You better off entering from this next street over, though the passage I used to get out. Help, I'm begging you. I hate to think of what the Count will do to me if I don't bring back help. So, we definitely are going to do that in a moment. But first, we're gonna look
Oh, what is
around.
that?
So judging by the size of the bloodstain, the body of something truly enormous was dragged over these stones, to Rendelev most likely. And then we found some loot in here. So we found a lockpick, incense, and some scales. There is an important piece of loot somewhere around here. Ooh, there's some enemies over there. We're gonna come back to that in a second. Come over here. Oh, that's the area exit. Okay. Well, I guess we're going over that way then. Because I don't see any more loot. We can do this. A rift in the earth left by Daskari's massive scythe. So that's where we fell through. So we're getting back to like the center of the main attack.
Time to rob them of their treasures.
So we've got a cleric, and then a cultist and a fighter. Sela is still blinded.
Into the fray.
She's having a tough time. Poor Sela.
I'll cut you wide
Love Camellia go up here because she can hit. Oh, and another stupid dretch. Oh my god. It never ends. It never ends. I'll try and use ear-piercing scream on the dretch. Because I would love to not have to go in there. I'm gonna have Woljif come over here for now. And see if Lan can
the wrong mongrel.
pick the dretch off. Perfect. Okay, I'm just gonna have Sela come out, and then same for Camellia. I'm gonna have her come out, and then they'll all have to come out to attack us, and we will no longer have to go into the stinking cloud. Oh, I don't know what happened to the audio for a second there. That was weird.
me.
Girl, did you not have a weapon equipped? Interesting.
Cover me, all right?
Well, I'll check that in a second.
You won't survive me.
They're crushing it.
Surrender.
Oh my god. Ember one-shot that guy. Sheesh. Okay, do you not have... Okay, so it must have been bugged last time, which makes a lot of sense. It let both Fable and Woljif have on Finian as their magic weapon. That makes more sense that they can't both have that on. So let's go put a dagger back on Fable so we have a masterwork. The cold iron masterwork is the one we want. Yeah. Okay. It's hard to believe that this place recently held a bustling and festive market. Let's quick save again since we won some combat. Some more loot. Oh, there's the thing. So, the Midnight Bolt, the owner of this bolt can shoot it to deal 50 points of damage that can't be ignored or reduced. This bolt cannot miss. They are also useful for other things that we will learn later. But I'm very excited to have found one. So, next, let's continue looting this area. So, oh, we need to do that in a second.
Careful now.
There's some
Can't
hidden,
hide from
yeah,
me.
there we go. We got that little hidden loot.
I won't let
Oop,
you hurt my friends.
I did not mean to do that. Oh well. Whoa. Where did that one come from? Were they... Oh, they failed their will saves? Okay. I don't think Sela can super hit the swarm anyways. I think we're gonna have to hope that Ember has like burning hands. I don't even know if this will work because I think it's a target. Yeah, it's immune.
Make every strike count.
Oh, land can pick them off too. Okay. Ooh, she might not have any more. Let me see. Well, I guess we're gonna use some alchemist fire.
Distract them for me.
Oh, and Woljif can hit him, I guess. Okay. Oh, and they're color sprayed, so that's nice.
No glory without risk.
The spirits demand your blood.
I was just struggling
their
in the
best.
Through the Ashes DLC to get anyone
crossed the
to hit
wrong
any of the
mongrel.
swarms, especially those stupid spider swarms. Miserable.
Late for apologies.
They were awful.
Time to share your treasures.
Into the fray. You are today's sacrifice.
This was probably optional
I'll
combat,
loot your corpse.
but it's fine.
You won't survive me.
There we go. Okay. These people were not killed by demons. Their mortal wounds were inflicted by ordinary weapons. So just some
That's easy.
people rioting maybe in all the commotion. Oh yeah, I forgot Ember has light cast on her. I was like, why is she glowing?
Precisely.
Okay, so we're clearing this sort of area. So I think this is where we need to go. There's a little book sequence, perhaps. So, day 19, month Eridus, year 4715. The demon invasion transformed all of Canabras into one great battlefield, but nowhere in the city suffered as much as this square. This place saw a clash of titans, the demon lord Deskari leading his hordes from the abyss, and the dragon Terendelev, the mightiest of the city's defenders, and one of the first to fall. The scene of destruction leaves no doubt as to the battle's outcome. A skilled scout could recreate the course of the battle moment by moment simply by looking at the ruins. From the chimneys torn down by powerful wings in a sharp dive, to the bloody tracks left behind where the demon dragged away the noble reptile's broken body. But it is no hypothetical scout gazing up at the ruins, it's Fable, and she's not alone. The shadow of a strange, barely perceptible presence lingers over this place. Like a gaze untethered from any observer, this mysterious force unknown to mortal kind silently assesses, judges, and seeks a better way. In an instant, Fable is vested with this power and looks at the world with its eyes. The past, the present, and the future stand before her as a unified whole, an unmoving, multifaceted crystal that would be beautiful were it not for the fractures, blemishes, and flecks marring its splendor. So, this is a cool little interactive book sequence. I think we're going to unlock the Aeon mythic path. So what past does she see? In the past exists one who wielded this gaze in life, although the one and life are in opposite terms for aeons, the supernatural embodiments of cosmic balance. Rather than who or what, a better word for these entities is how. This aeon appeared from outside the world, from the great beyond, to put an end to the intermingling of the planes and destroy the world wound, the chasm disrupting the order of the multiverse. Alas, the visitor from beyond proved too weak for battle when they came to the fight. They even failed to finish casting the spell that would have sent Deskari back to the abyss. With one swing of his scythe, the demon lord cut the aeon down. What present does she see? Ruins, blood, corpses. None of this perturbs the aeon's dispassionate gaze. The living are alive, the dead will be judged by Pharasma, all is as it should be. But the demons circling in the sky or prowling through the streets create a jarring juxtaposition, like splashes of blood-red ink on a restrained pencil sketch. They should not be here. The world of mortals is for mortals. The demon's place is in the demon world. How sublime the world would be if everything in it knew its place. But even the demons aren't as abhorrent as the sharp-edged, unassuming crystal, languishing in the dirt amongst the bricks and smashed cobblestones. No mortal would notice it, but to the Aeon's eyes, its mere existence is an outrage against universal laws. If the Aeon still existed, they would not stop until the crystal was unmade. But the Aeon is gone, and only their gaze remains. Fable picks up the crystal out of the dirt and stows it in her pocket. She is mortal, which means she has the power to decide what to do with it. So we got a purple stone knife. So what future does she see? Good and evil, chaos and order, everything in its lawful place in the multiverse, and is no longer trespassing where it does not belong. Nothing is disrupting the smooth and steady current of the river of souls, from life into death and back to life again. The reality, rid of its flaws, is now perfect, and the aeons withdraw to eternally admire its beauty, which will never be threatened again. After allowing the heroine to view the world through their eyes, the little that remained of the destroyed aeon is killed, even appropriate for an entity that is so removed from life and death as we understand them, used its last vestiges of energy. Now they are ready to disperse into nothingness, unless someone decides to preserve the aeon within themselves. Will this heroine take on this power so that she may look at the world through another's eyes, or will she allow it to vanish? So we can retain the aeon's powers within ourselves, or we can allow the aeon's powers to dissipate. So we are going to retain the aeon's power within ourselves, which will then unlock the aeon mythic path. That's not what we're doing, but I want to unlock all of them. The spirit of the aeon dwells out of sight, deep in Fable's soul, like a pair of magical spectacles stowed away until the moment when the heroine once again needs to look at the world through another's eyes. So, now, there was some loot up there. I think that's just stuff we dropped. Now, where is
Always watch your
hulrun?
back.
So we're looking now for... Oh, there he is. I've never come at him from this way before. Ramien, my beloved brother, I admire your zeal, of course, but would you not agree this is hardly the time to be standing guard over a hole that no one will ever emerge from? Or perhaps you're concerned that someone will decide to go for a nighttime stroll and will accidentally fall into it. Such foresight is laudable, but do you really need so many soldiers for such a task? Can't your warriors be put to better use, for instance fighting demons, clearing rubble, while people trapped beneath it might still be alive? So, it says, the demons haven't entirely broken through the defenses of Canabras, but time is running out. So when it's blue like that, that means that it's something that we have done, so maybe we haven't taken too many long rests yet at that point. The face of this golden-curled Azamar is beautiful even by the standards of his kind, in whose veins run the blood of angels. His melodious voice sounds cheerful, but bitter reproach simmers in his gaze. Don't you dare call me brother, heretic. The signs of recent hard fighting are obvious in this stern old man. His armor is dented and covered in blood. His unnatural pallor suggests something more dangerous than wounds inflicted by claws and fangs. Nevertheless, his gaze is stony and his voice, accustomed to barking orders, is harsh and clipped. How dare you accuse me of doing nothing to protect this city, especially now, when followers of your temple were caught committing treason? To my mind, you are no different than the demon worshippers. Those miscreants, those beasts that are digging under the city walls. Everyone knows, my dearest prelate, that your zealous pursuit of order in this city, you have long since forgotten how to tell friend from foe and good from evil. That's what happened with my adepts, whose acts of treason was a genuine attempt to save the city, and yet again I am forced to repeat myself. While we are wasting time on pointless quarrels, people are dying under the rubble in our city. People whom we could have saved if you had only set your soldiers to the task and not kept them here surrounding a useless and utterly harmless hole in the ground. Harmless? Well, it's on your say-so, then that must mean there is someone down there. Your associates, no doubt. Then if they're waiting for us to abandon our post before they slink out again to try to, the old man notices your approach. And you, I remember you. You appeared in my city the day the demons attacked and Terendelev died. What are you doing here? Answer at once, or I shall have you strung up by your ankles before you know it. Don't you think the demons would have wounded me? I still have enough strength to take on 100 of your sort. And what is this hideous creature? hulrun peers at Lan with suspicion. Lan, at your service. The mongrel ducks his head in a bow. My forebears fought in the First Crusade. I've lived in Canabras my whole life. You haven't ever seen me before? It must be because you don't ever venture in our underground district. We have been meaning to complain to the city authorities that our paving stones have been needing repair for a long time. The First Crusade? So you're a mongrel? You obviously know human speech. Surprisingly well, in fact. Alright, let's be off with you. The prelate looks at you. If he causes any trouble, I shall hold you responsible. Come to think of it, you still haven't told me who you are. So we can say, I'm a crusader. I'm fighting to liberate Canabras from the demons. Who are you to be asking me such questions? Or you want to fight, be my guest? We're going to say, who are you to be asking me such questions? I find it passing strange that you don't already know who I am. Hulrun Shapak, prelate of Canabras, inquisitor by the grace of Iomade, defender of the city by the grace of Her Majesty Queen Galfrey, against threats from within and without. Ramien, and as we can see, you've done a sterling job protecting the city. The golden-curled Azamar flashes a flinty smile. I am Ramien of Edme, prior to the Temple of Desna, which alas currently lies in ruin. Wise Hulrun here believes it's vital to guard this hole in the ground, from which he is certain demons will emerge at any moment. I have been trying to convince him that the city has far more urgent matters to deal with, for instance, rescuing those dying under the rubble. You know what? There may in fact be one matter that is more important than guarding this hole. I've put it off, and look where it led us. I should have hung you from the gates back when you dared to defend your gang of delinquent demon collaborators. If the Sarkorians had hanged Arilu Vorlesh when they had the chance, they never would have been at war. I won't repeat their mistake. I won't hesitate any longer. Soldiers, seize this scum. Prelate, see reason. These are frightening times, but threatening to hang someone without trial, that is unworthy of a servant of Iomade. So, Inquisitors, if you're unaware, are my favorite class, but they're a divine class, but they don't require the same strict followings that say clerics and paladins do. So you can be an Inquisitor if you just align with one belief that your deity has. So like Iomade, for example, let's see. So she's Lady of Valor, she's all about justice and honor and stuff. He doesn't have to agree with every single one of her followings. He could just agree that demons should die, and anyone that he believes is conspiring with the demons would still be just in his reasoning to kill them, and that would then allow Iomade to keep bestowing power on him. He wouldn't have to worry about breaking his faith as someone like a cleric might or a paladin might. Hulrun sucks though. The old man fixes his eyes on Sela. Lest you forget, girl, we serve the same goddess, but you are not an Inquisitor. Don't question the way I choose to serve Iomade, and I won't question yours. So first we're going to say, what precisely are you accusing Ramien of? Treason. Not long before the city was attacked, several followers from his temple tried to secretly access the Wardstone and perform an unknown ritual over it. Hulrun is trembling with fury. The Wardstone of Canabras, the gift from Iomade, the bringer of light, wrought by the hands of her herald, the first in the chain, and followers of that crazy runt of a goddess try to meddle with it by using their magic, after hearing a voice in their dreams. My soldiers had almost caught them. Ramien got in the way, allowing the traitors to go to the ground. I made a mistake. I didn't have him locked in a cell and interrogated to within an inch of his life. And now the city lies in ruin. It's time to rectify that mistake. I've told you before, and I'll tell you again. My people foresaw the attack on the city. They knew the Wardstone already carried the seed of corruption within itself and were trying to heal it. I've heard similar claims before. Where was it? Ah, yes, from Staunton Vane, the traitor who brought down Dresden. The lessons of the past has taught us a great deal, and that's why I never believed your mob's lies even for a second, and I was right. So normally, I've never played this game and not killed him. But I'm gonna try and not kill him, I guess, because I've, never experienced that. There's he is supposed to come back in later. It's always just been a different character. Because, fuck this guy. He sucks. We love Desna in this house. She's our main. Iomade's fine, I guess. But, fuck this guy. So, in order to do that, we're going to reveal the light of heaven and say, Behold, Inquisitor, I bear the gift of an angel who died in the caves below Canabras. I am no enemy of yours. The old man frowns and whispers something, a prayer or a spell. With each word, his face relaxes. You're telling the truth. The light in your hand was wrought by the power of heaven. I will keep an open mind with regard to you, stranger, and later, under less fractious circumstances, I would like to ask you about how you came to receive this gift. But that can wait. Now I must deal with this filth once and for all. So, we have a lawful option of you're doing what's right, or the chaotic option, which we're going to say don't lay a finger on him or you'll have to answer to me. The Azamar holds up his hand in a placating gesture. Stop. You are the defenders of what remains of Canabras. Can't you think of anything better to do than be at each other's throats in the ruins of this city? Ramien looks at the prelate. You're a fool, hulrun. You're a zealot and a murderer, but you're a fool first and foremost. I told you the wardstone was weakened. You wouldn't listen. I warned you that the city was going to be attacked. You shooed me away. The truth is that my young adepts were trying to save the wardstone, and you stopped them. Of course, those truly responsible for this tragedy are demons, but what you have done, nothing to prevent it. And now you would still rather kill an innocent person and perish yourself than admit you were wrong, as always. With a wave of his wand, the Azamar vanishes. Good. He fled, the heretic. He's no doubt expecting me to rush off in pursuit, but that won't work on me. He turns his attention to you. What about you? If you have truly been marked out for a gift of heaven, this is your chance to save the city. Go and bring back that filthy traitor. I am almost certain that he and his cronies were helping the demons, either knowingly or unknowingly. Their attempt to bewitch the wardstone is clear proof. Ramien must be captured. So we are going to ask him these questions. So I see you suffered greatly in battle. Nonsense. I had to deal with a brood of Nabasus. It was nothing. I've taken on worse enemies with the goddess's help. So Nabasus are known as death demons, have the ability to drain their victim's life force. So it looks like he probably did that. I think they maybe do negative levels or like ability damage. Why are you obsessed with finding enemies everywhere you look? Or Ramien really warned you about the attack. Let's do this one. Those crazy Desnans were always bursting into my study with their incoherent prophecies that came to them in dreams. I won't lie. Sometimes what they said did come to pass, but can we really rely on the woolly dreams of heretics over cold hard facts of intelligence reports? Yes, we can. You know why? Because we live in magic world where there's magic and God gives you superpowers and a magic sword. That's why. Plenty of demons could have easily fooled them and whispered treasonous plans in their dreams, and those lunatics would have only been too happy to listen. That's fair, but there's ways to determine, like, if that's what's happening. This time, Mr. Curl-for-Brains came to me and declared that the demons were about to attack the city and that the wardstone's powers were diminished by some kind of contaminant or taint. Iomade forgive me for even repeating the words, but instead I simply increased surveillance on them, and what next? My people caught them red-handed trying to attack the wardstone with unknown magic. Not 3 days later, demons attacked the city. There's an obvious connection between these events. Whether deliberately or under demonic influence, the Desnans played right into their hands of Discari's hordes. They almost left the city completely defenseless. Ramien covered for his people the whole time and helped them escape my guards. After that, what else can they be but a traitor and a heretic? I hate this guy. Why are you so obsessed with finding enemies everywhere you look? Why? Why? You must not be from these parts, or you wouldn't have asked such a question. I look for enemies everywhere because our enemies are everywhere. Who are we at war with? Demons. Demons and cultists. They are masters of deception that worm their way into your favor and masquerade in all manner of false guises. Do you think Dresden was taken by force? No, by trickery. By trickery. Were it not for me, Canabras would have gone the same way a long time ago, captured right out from under our nose. Now listen to what I am about to tell you. This was a long time ago. I was very young then, and I had joined the crusade. Back then, Canabras didn't have a garrison so much as a public thoroughfare. Anyone who wanted could just stroll into the city. One day at dawn, a group of refugees came to the city gates, bold as brass. The guards let them in, and why not? For no one was ever turned away. 'Twas no matter. Everyone was welcome in the city, if you came from Mendev or if you've hauled yourself here from across the sea. The crusade accepted all and sundry, but on this occasion we paid dearly for our laxity. Just as soon as those innocent lambs entered the city, they transformed into demons and rushed toward the wardstone, slaughtering everyone who tried to stop them. 62 people died in less than a minute. The demons used their mutilated corpses to desecrate the obelisk. None of them dared to go near it. The light of the goddess burns them all, so they threw the blood from afar, splattering the wardstone from every direction. And the lead demon, an eyeless beast Manago is her name, jeered and gloated, saying we mortals had been sitting ducks, and the creature was right too. We let our guard down and got what we deserved. The bloodbath came to be known as the Red Morning Massacre, and it was burned into the townsfolk's memories. Since then, Canabras had adopted different practices. Heretics, cultists, spies, all the rabble who converted or re-lose glory, we drove them out of the city. We haven't had any trouble since. Many have come here, even the Balor Koramazda. So he's a Balor demon, he's one of Descari's generals. They have been sent straight back to where they came from. or else they were killed for their trouble. You see, Discari himself had to crawl out of the abyss and come here. The goddess cursed him in order to break through our defense, and what did he do? He left again, and we're still fighting. Now that is what vigilance and discipline can do. So, we can say, there's nothing dangerous in this hole, you have no reason to guard it. You told me yourself that you received a light-bringing gift from an angel who perished in the caves below our feet. It is no secret that those passages are teeming with dangerous creatures that could kill anyone, even a warrior of heaven. Demons and demonic offspring love roaming about underground. That's why I will be keeping an eye on this hole. If the beasts decide to attack from here, we'll be ready for them. So where can I find Ramien? How should I know? That weasel can't have gone far. He turned invisible. He's probably hunkered down in some hole like the traitorous little rat he is, and he'll be sitting trembling, waiting till he's dragged out of there. With the prelate after you, that seems like the only sensible thing to do. It's what I'd do. I'm sure lots of things sound sensible to you. And it works too. As you can see, I'm still alive. Alright, we're gonna go. Go on then if you have to. It would be good if you could return with that head of that scum. Ember peers at hulrun. I remember you. When Father and I arrived at this city, you met us. What is this gibberish? Gibberish? As if I had nothing better to do than arrange meetings with vagrants. But it's true. You and the other knights tied us up to stakes and started lighting the bonfire. Father died, but then one of your knights changed his mind and pulled me from the flames, but then he died too. Don't you remember? If you were burned, then it was with good reason. You say some traitor helped you escape from fire. That is a crime in itself, which means you have been evading justice all these years. If it weren't for the invasion, I would review your case and see your sentence was fulfilled finally. You're lucky we have more important matters to deal with right now. He didn't look the way he does now, all wrinkled and gray. He was younger, with a big mustache. Ember smiles broadly and draws a large, bushy mustache in the air with her finger. He probably forgot all about me. It was a really long time ago. But I do want to say one thing. I'm not cross with him. This knight is a true hero. He just really, really wanted to protect his city. He got all mixed up about who was good and who was evil. Hulrun, you sent an innocent child to be burned at the stake. Don't you want to ask for forgiveness? You forgive him after what he did to you. We can attack him, say stop talking nonsense, or let's go. We're gonna say you forgive him after what he did to you. He thought what he was doing was right. How do you know? Maybe you've done something thinking it was a good thing, but you were really doing a bad thing to hurt someone. But what if I've done the same thing? You can't get angry at people for making mistakes when you might be no better than them. Ember's too nice. But we are just gonna go. Yes, let's go. Bye-bye, kind knight. She waves to hulrun with a carefree smile. He grimaces and turns away. Yeah. Hot people hate hulrun. He sucks. Let's save. That was a lot of talking. I think, yeah, there's some, like, worms and bugs over here that we're gonna get real quick.
Cover me, all right?
Oh my god.
The light.
Normally, this is one of the first places I come, but I'm trying to be a little more strategic in this playthrough.
I'll hit you.
Whoa, they just keep appearing.
Your death awaits.
It's like, hulrun,
Cover me.
I found the monsters from the tunnels. Are you gonna do anything about them? No? That's what I thought.
Stab you or zap you. Why not both?
Okay. Ooh, there's some loot over here.
I will fight.
Oh, we leveled. Oh, there's people over here. Okay.
Make every strike count.
2 centipedes. Ooh,
Distract them
4
for me.
centipedes. We always get pulled into initiative when we're so far away. I'm just gonna skip Sela's turn. She needs a nap. Okay, land can
You've
maybe
crossed the
explode
wrong
another.
line.
Yeah. Skip Ember. We'll
Time
just
to
get
share your
this one.
treasures.
Camellia
cut you
can get
wide
this
open.
one. And miss. Girl, you just needed a 6.
Stab their backs. I'll loot your corpse.
There we go. Okay. We found a book and we leveled. So that's exciting. So this just crosses over to where we were over here. Let's save and I'm gonna level and then be back. Alright. we have leveled everyone up. We are, what level are we? 4. Level 4 now. So we're clearing this area. See if there's anything else. There's some loot right here. Grab that. Okay, so I think we need to go back to the Temple of Desna. So that was where we passed earlier when I was like, we'll come back to this. So that's where Ramien's gonna be. Obviously, we are also not killing him. We worship Desna, so that would be silly. So we're gonna come back up this slope. There he is. Hear me, take heed. The hordes of the Abyss march on Canabras. The Wardstone is their target. They must not be allowed to capture it. The consequences will be disastrous. The golden curled Azamar greets you with a graceful bow. So you found me. I have nowhere else to run. I am at your mercy. Kill me if you wish. But I ask you, hear me out first. So, did you really know about the demon attack before it happened? I did. We have a secret ally in the enemy's ranks. No one knows who this brave soul is, but she has been feeding us information about the demon's plans. These dispatches have come to us by the most reliable channel bestowed upon us by the great dreamer herself. They have come to us in dreams. Prelate hulrun brushed them off as meaningless reveries, and well, I admit that it isn't always easy to distinguish our allies' messages from the ordinary dreams, but even ordinary dreams are a gift from Desna, and are always worthy of attention. The prelate, and all crusade leaders for that matter, should have put less store in reason and more in intuition, inspiration, and spontaneity. What's more, not long before the attack on the city, a blind elf who calls himself the Storyteller arrived in Canabras. This wanderer wasn't merely a collector of legends, but a scholar of the unknown. According to him, the Wardstone in our city, first and foremost important in the chain of Wardstones, weakened since long ago, was teetering on the brink of corruption. It seems that the Red Warning massacre and the other demon attacks, even the ones we fended off, did not leave us unscathed. Unfortunately, the prelate did not wish to listen to the Storyteller either. We're lucky he wasn't burnt at the stake as a heretic. We had such vital information at our hands, information that could have saved the city, but no one cared to listen to them all the way to the catastrophic end. So, I'm not going to have her say not all dreams have benign origins. What if those dreams were sent by demons? Because she worships Desna. She gets it. So tell me about the strange rituals that were going to be performed on the Wardstone. He looked slightly abashed. When my attempts to open hulrun's eyes ended in failure, a few of my young adepts resolved to take matters into their own hands. They did not consult me before doing so, but I have never demanded iron discipline from my priests. Army commanders may have subordinates, but I have pupils and fellow worshippers. I can only inspire them. I cannot command them, and it seemed they were inspired all on their own. In other words, you get to preach whatever you want, and you don't take any responsibility for your flock. You've got it made. Lan, shut up. Lan's very lawful. And I can't wait to not take him as much. For pity's sake, how can I be held responsible for the actions of others? These are not children we are discussing here. They are grown adults, endowed with their own free will, praise the goddess. Of course, we can all help one another, but in the final reckoning, each of us decides how we will act, and each must answer for those choices. They had no ill intent. They only wished to access the Wardstone in secret and try to cleanse it. But the hulrun, this became perform a suspect ritual after hearing even more suspect voices in their dreams. The children wanted to save the city, but the Inquisitors detained them and almost killed them. I had to intervene. I used my authority and my power as a cleric to give them a chance to flee. If they hadn't gotten away, they were destined for a cell in the prelate's dungeons and quite likely death. So why are you and hulrun fleeing? Feuding. Oh, I'm not feuding with him. I sincerely wish only the best for the man. In an ideal world, he'd be far away from the front lines, enjoying peaceful retirement. But even if that isn't possible, I have always tried to help him fulfill the mission he has taken upon himself, and to which he has proven fatally ill-suited, protecting Canabras against the demons. Unfortunately, he is convinced that followers of Desna are heretics and saboteurs. He refused to listen to me, and it was only the knightly orders that deterred him from including us in this witch hunt. Now there is clearly no one left to stand in his way. He is finally free to get rid of us one and for all. So is there a chance you can resolve your conflict? I don't know. hulrun's faith is truly formidable. Not only his faith in Iomade, but in his own infallibility. In other words, he's hard-headed as a rock troll, but even so, Desna never teaches us to never lose hope. Talk to him. Try to explain that we are fighting on the same side. If he attacks you, disarm him. Bind his hands, but I beg you, if at all possible, please do not kill him. So why haven't you left this place for somewhere safer? Because people might need help, and they will come to the temple in search of a priest. I will not hide away in a hole saving my own neck while Canabras is full of people suffering in the wake of the demon's attacks. Alright. I have to go. Wait, 3 of my adepts are hiding somewhere in the ruins of the city. One of the Inquisitors wrongly accused of treason. I beg you, find them and protect them against the demons and vigilantes like hulrun. They will not rest until they find them. If there is anything else you can do to save Canabras, please do it. Whoa. Ilks? Stranger, wait. You spared Ramien despite what that mad Inquisitor told you. The young voice comes from nowhere. Oh, hang on. I forgot to remove the spell. I hope Hulrun's dogs aren't lurking nearby. A pale youth materializes before you. His face looks haggard from lack of sleep, but he is clearly pleased. So you're one of the Desnan adepts that tried to break into the Wardstone? Yes, I am. I'm Ilks, a cleric of Desna, one of the people who answered the call of the voice in dreams. Some unknown person made contact with us through our dreams, telling us about the demons' plans. We learned that the demons were planning to attack Canabras and do something terrible with our Wardstone, which already carries taint of corruption. Prelate hulrun refused to heed our warnings. We had to make a choice. We could either throw up our hands and pull back, or take action, even though it could cost us our lives. But what heartless person could stand by in the face of such a deadly threat? So what were you planning to do with the Wardstone? He hesitates. Our plan was to get to it and follow our instincts. There were 3 of us, a cleric, a mage, and a bard. Between us, we know a lot. We're capable of a great deal. If we'd had enough time, I'm sure we could have figured out what's wrong with the Wardstone and how to heal it, but they didn't give us time. Yes, the local commanders got roped into dealing with this. Some idiot kids trying to break into the Wardstone, apparently some of ours. But who even knows these days? Sela sighs. I know there's no evil in you. I can sense things like that. But what you did was stupid and impulsive. Someone could have gotten hurt. I know from experience. So you lot decided you needed to do something right away, so you did something right away. Great work. He gives a sarcastic round of applause. Like the city authorities would have done a better job. They weren't going to do a thing, even though it sounded like they knew about the danger. All they knew was that some crazies had weird dreams. But anyways, it's a little late to try to pin the blame on people. Shut up, Lan. How did you come up with such a plan? How could we not come up with that plan? You sense the young man's temper rising. Listen, Desna is the goddess of luck. But luck, as many lay people would understand it, and luck as we have, the followers of the music of the spheres, see it as far from the same thing. Other people believe that luck is something good that falls into your lap just because, like a generous but unearned reward. We see a lack of fundamental law in the creation, according to which, even in the darkest hour, the most hopeless situation, a chance of rescue and change for the better can arise. But you've got to seize this chance when it presents itself, or better yet, create your own. Followers of Desna, you are not people who like idleness and inaction. That's why Canabras was in trouble. We did as our goddess had taught us. We took matters into our own hands and tried in a moment of desperation to pluck our chance from the hands of fate itself. You were trying to help. Can they punish you if you were trying to help? Is that allowed? Sometimes it's even necessary. So we can say, you made the right choice, brother dreamer. You may have failed, but Desna is my witness. It was a worthy attempt. Thank you, sister. Oh, you understand better than anyone why we couldn't stand idly by. I pray that our failure doesn't prove to be fatal. Oh, goddess, please give us another chance to fix everything. So, whose voice have you been hearing in your dreams? Nobody knows what it is, but everyone who has heard her, I should say, is convinced that she is good and pure soul chosen by Desna. We had a choice. We could trust her, accept that she is an ally somewhere who isn't afraid of all the armies of the abyss, or we could drown in suspicion, get one step closer to becoming just like hulrun. We decided to trust the voice, and seeing Canabras devastated, which is what our unknown ally tried to prevent until the very end, I can see now the truth was on their side. I can see now who had the truth on their side. Where are your fellow worshippers and how many of them are here? Fortunately or unfortunately, I don't know where they are. We split up to confuse the Inquisitors who were chasing us. Do you need help? Desna teaches us to trust in last-ditch chances. Listen, my friends are called, Aranka and Thal the Wallflower. Aranka is an amazing singer and a truly beautiful girl. She has plenty of friends and fans. She'll probably be blended into a crowd somewhere. Wallflower is a mage, but I don't think he'll risk using magic. It will only bring the Inquisitors down on him. He'll be harder to find. You better find Aranka first. She might know where Wallflower is. Please find them and protect them against the demons and the Inquisitors. I will await in the goddess's temple. I hope our mysterious helper will send us a new message that will reveal where it will come from the demons. that will reveal what it is to come from the demons. Okay, bye. Go. May Desna be with you, stranger. Okay, so that's one of the people found. So, that was a lot of dialogue. So, now we're gonna go back and talk to hulrun again and basically be like, hey, stop fighting with your brother, you moron. He's not a cultist. He's trying to help people. There are other religions besides yours. Even though Iomade followers don't think there is. Okay. Hulrun. The Inquisitor gives you an appraising look. Well, what brings you to me? So, I talked to Ramien. He is not your enemy. He only wants what's good for Canabras. The Inquisitor gives you a black look. I would consider those words an admission of treason from anyone else, but I don't wish to draw my weapon against she who has been given heaven's gift, and I won't as long as you do anything worse than conniving with that rabble-rouser Ramien. I won't ask you to kill the rabble-rouser, but as soon as we liberate the city from the demons, my faithful will hunt him down. So I think that's it. Remind me, who are you again? Yeah. Go and keep your head down. Okay. So now we have to go back and talk to Ramien again. It's a good thing they're so close together. This is a lot of back and forth. But we're basically going to go be like, hey, you're good for now, but he might kill you after? Which is not...
Precisely.
Like, I guess thanks for waiting until, like, the immediate issue is done. But, like, I managed to calm hulrun down a little bit, but he's still hell-bent on driving you out of the city once the demon attack has been repelled. He lowers his head. I suppose I should be pleased, but the idiocy, the injustice of it all, makes my blood boil. I will leave Canabrith, but not before we fight off the demons. No matter what happens, I thank you. Irabeth Tirabade of the Eagle Watch is gathering survivors in the Defender's Heart Tavern. You would be very useful there. Commander Tirabade. I do not know her personally, but her wife Nevia is a regular worshipper at our temple. I would be glad to aid them in our fight. Alrighty. Thank you for listening and defending me. I will now go to the Defender's Heart. I hope to see you there. May Desna keep you. Okay. Now, let's save again. So now we've cleared out the whole Ramien and hulrun
Always
debacle.
watch your back.
So where have we not gone? Sort of this way. We went over there. That was the rat swarms. Let's go up the stairs. But yeah, I never don't kill hulrun. He just is so annoying and crazy. Thieflings. Watch it, watch it. What are you goons doing? You'll bloody crush me. A young tiefling lies trapped in a collapsed section of tunnel. Another two tieflings scramble around, trying in vain to free him. Quit whining. Hey, alarm, someone's coming. Maybe she'll help us? Wise up, would you, before you get us killed. Let's make a run for it while we still can. No, come on, don't leave me here. I'll die. Hey guys, I see you're in a bit of a jam. Get a load of this lot. And no escort either. Woljif, you little shit, how are you not dead yet? And who's that with you? They're friends of mine, great guys. Woljif turns to you and the corner of his mouth says, listen, do me a solid and help me drag his sorry carcass free. They'll repay you, cross my heart. So we'll do an athletics check. And it looks like we succeeded. Yep, we easily clear it. Whew, I'm alive, and all in one piece, give or take. Thank you. I'll remember your kindness for the rest of my life. The freed tiefling turns to his companions. And you two clowns, I don't want to hear a word out of you. Get into the tunnel now. One trip to the Great Garrison and back. Don't be a coward. It's not going to collapse. Go, or we came all this way for nothing. That ended well, didn't it? Whist? Not now, talk later. The tiefling eyes you and elbows his chatty companion in the ribs, causing him to double over in pain. So we can say, sounds very suspicious to me, come clean, who are you, or everything's alright now, then go and try not to get trapped any more rubble. We'll do this one. Alright, don't hurt us. People call us thieflings. We kind of skirt around the edge of the law, that's how we make a living. Some say tyrants ban books and show stuff you don't like, or fancy Kionan wine since you don't drink it. It's wrong if we don't step in and fill the gap in the market. If there's a demand, someone's got to sell it. Don't go thinking we're gangsters or anything. Our only concern is making the lives of citizens easier for a little coin. People in this city can't even breathe without breaking some stupid regulation or restriction. Take this tunnel that collapsed on top of our friend, for instance. It leads straight to the Great Garrison. Thanks to it, any soldier whose throat's feeling a little dry or who's needing some nighttime reading material, we can get all the things for him and that his heartless superior refuses to. We're providing a public service. So, I helped you, now you can help me and Commander Tierbraid to save Canabras. The militia needs people with various skills, even ones as unusual as yours. Your what? Are you blind or something? The tiefling points at his horns and his tail. Know what people call us? A Relu spawn. The one that's one of the nicer nicknames. Crusaders and tieflings don't mix. We'll be torched on sight. I do wish there was a little more, like, race-specific dialogue. There are some instances of it. But like for this one, for instance, are you blind or something? He points at his horns and it's like, bro, same? I'm still telling you to go there. Whoa, Tierbraid, Erebeth Tierbraid from the Eagle Watch. Lads, we have to help her. She's one of the only big shots in town who actually treats us with any decency. We should risk our neck for the Crusaders. Because Erebeth risked her neck for ours. She saved me from that creep hulrun, yanked me straight out of his torture chamber. Only a worthless Torag would refuse to help her after that. Nuh-uh, I'm not listening to this anymore. The tiefling makes a show of covering his ears. You do what you want, I'm heading for the River Kingdoms. Go on then, I'm going with the Crusaders, and I'm going to round up the others to help. He smirks. We've made good money in the city. It'll be a shame to surrender our meal ticket to the demons. Enough yammering, so long. Okay. So some of the tieflings have joined the crusade. So we've got a couple more, some more enemies over here.
No harm,
Some abracadillos.
The spirits demand your blood.
Your death awaits.
Fable, I need you to hit someone. I think she's really hurt. That's probably why.
Stop us.
Cover me, all right?
Alright, we'll just.
The inheritor, guide my blade.
It's under armor. Rude.
You won't survive me.
Okay. We're doing a little better this time. Now that we're a little higher level, the demons aren't kicking our ass quite as
Cover
much.
me.
Why? I need you to hold your dagger.
Surrender or else.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
Whoa.
Into the fray.
This'll leave a groove. Just sit here.
Mutilation? What was that?
Endure
Okay, it's fine.
this.
So this is a statue of Iomade. Despite all the city's troubles, the statue of Iomade towers proudly over the street. I don't think there's
Careful
much back here. There's a mobility check to get down to this portion, so I think that's where we're gonna call it, and then in the next part we're gonna hop down. So, very productive episode so far. We got a lot done. We're gonna go get Dayron soon. God, I want him so bad. Not only do I love him, he is also the most goated healer ever, and I cannot wait to get him. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next part.